Andrea.
Hi Otis and welcome to our lovely Erongo Talk viewers. Today we are joining you from a very sunny Swakopmund where we are at the Nedbank Swakop Food Fest.
And it's buzzing.
It is buzzing.
Yes.
It is really buzzing, Otis, because a lot of is happening here. We just took a walk through here and you have something of everything. Traditional, Congolese, vegan.
It reminds me of a Bob Marley vibe. Sun is shining.
Yes.
The weather is smooth, you know? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, as usual, we bring you the latest news. We bring you some sports news. We chat about the front pages of the Namibia Media Holdings daily newspapers. And then for our interviews, we're going to chat to Gernot de Klerk, who is the Nedbank head of marketing.
Yes.
Now, he's going to tell about their involvement with the Nedbank Swakop Food Fest.
Yes. There was some behind the scenes stuff happening.
Yes.
So, yes, he's going to elaborate on that.
We also have an exhibitor, yes.
Yes, the process is going.
It is.
It's flowing.
We've got some nice music playing here.
Yes, definitely.
Everybody is in a good mood. You can actually feel it's summer, Otis.
Yes.
Except
and
for
it's
us
holiday,
that's working.
né?
Yes.
And it's holiday. I mean, the traffic is on the roads.
Yes.
We observe that.
Yes.
The beaches are a little bit empty.
Yeah, but we're hoping after this weekend, because I know a lot of you are going on vacation from today onwards.
Yes.
So you're just waiting for that last clock or that time to tick to say like, we are almost done. We are going on vacation. So it should be over the weekend. We should see.
About time.
Yes.
It's about time.
Yes.
Yes, Leandra, I must say that quite a big variety. And there's an
Definitely,
aura in the
Otis.
air. You
Yes.
smell chicken, you smell meat, you smell pannenkoek, you smell... You know, there's artists here. There's actually a bit
It's a great
of
vibe.
everything.
It is.
Yes.
It's really a great vibe. Even if you just come here and walk around, or whatever the case may be, look out for the Erongo 24/7 gazebo and you can come say hi to us. We would love to hear you. We would love to hear what you think about Erongo Talk. We would love to hear what you have to say of where you would like to see the Erongo Talk people.
Yes,
Next.
definitely. Do we have a calendar day for today?
Yes, but I'm not sure what it is now.
Okay, so we just join us.
Yes.
Stay tuned for a clip and relax, sit back, and journey with us.
And journey with us. We're going to bring you some awesome drone footage as well of what is happening here at the Nedbank Swakop Food Fest. Please stay tuned. We will be right back after this.
now it's time for the news segment, Leah.
Yes, yeah,
So-
the Nedbank Swakop Food Fest.
Yes, definitely. So, first up, we have the fishing news story, where hundreds of employees within the fishing industry marched to the offices of the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources and the Walvis Bay municipality on Wednesday afternoon. Now, according to the workers, the government objective quota that is auctioned off is placing their job security at risk. So they also demanded that the Walvis Bay municipality, avail land to the various fishing companies in order to build houses, as they are tired of living in shacks. Now, in a petition handed over for the attention of the Fisheries Minister, Derek Claassen, read by the shop steward Atam Masias. Am I saying that
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes.
Shikokola, the workers expressed their disappointment with the finance and fisheries ministries. So, Leah, you were there. Tell us about it. How did it go?
You know, one thing that stood out was the fact that it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of workers that marched,
Sure.
all the way from starting from the fishing factories
Yes.
to the Ministry of Fishery offices, and then they went to the municipality of Walvis Bay, where
Yes.
they also handed over petition. But you know what was nice about the entire demonstration is that the mayor of Walvis Bay, Trevino Forbes, actually responded
Yeah.
to the fishing industry workers at that time, where he stated to say that no, we are busy with this
yes.
petition that you gave. We
Yes.
have heard your cries. We are busy with it. 2 fishing factories have already approached them.
Yeah.
So that was awesome for
I
me.
think yes, that was because he immediately, instantly
Exactly,
reassured them, and I think
exactly.
that's what's nice about it.
It
Yes.
is. Now moving on to some more good news. Now a report issued by the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, headquartered in Namibia, stated that since the last assessment by the International Union for Conservation of Nature in 2015, wild giraffe numbers increased by 20% from 97,500 individuals to 170,000 counted in 2020. It's always so good to hear that our
Yes.
animal populations are increasing.
Yeah,
initially.
definitely, Leah.
Now, the current year was largely defined by the COVID-19 pandemic and a media landscape that bombarded us with negative stories. Now, the GCF sets out to end the year on a positive note. Now, giraffe are in trouble and they need our urgent help, but there is a hope as giraffe numbers are showing a positive upward trend, said GCF Director Stephanie Fennessy in the report that was issued on Wednesday. Now, she noted that while this is still a dangerously low number, particularly when compared to African elephants, there is only 1 giraffe for every 4 elephants in Africa. Encouraging signs are evident, so that is so good news.
Great stuff, Leah.
Great stuff.
Moving on to our third and last story for the day. The Health Ministry issued a notice that people fully vaccinated with AstraZeneca and Pfizer can now also have their third booster jab. Now, this announcement comes a month after the ministry introduced a third dose of Sinopharm. So, Leah, if you
can mix and match.
You can mix and match
Yes,
with
yes,
all different.
yes. But
vaccines
please,
we
yeah,
have,
but
yes.
please head on over to our website. That's www.erongo.com.na. That is www.erongo.com.na to read about exactly which type of vaccines you can mix and match
Definitely.
if you need a booster shot. So please stay tuned. We will bring you the front pages of Namibia Media Holdings newspapers shortly.
Leah,
Yes.
it's you and me again. It is you and I. So we're going to read some front page news for you today. Leah, we're going to start with Afrikaans.
Yes, kom ons begin so 'n bietjie
Kom ons praat bietjie
Afrikaans. Ons hou mos van Afrikaans. Ons is hier op die Republikeinse voorblad en die hoofberig praat van Namibiërs ly honger en dit is so waar. Nou so wat 1 uit 3 in volgende maande sonder kos. Nou droogte, hoë voedselpryse en die ekonomiese impak van COVID-19 maatreëls dompel die land in 'n hongerkrisis. Nou bykans 1 uit elke 3 Namibiërs of 750,000 van die bevolking gaan in die volgende 3 maande honger ly en nie die sekerheid van brood op hul tafel hê nie. So dit is nogal 'n verskriklike ding om te hoor, om te besef dat
definitief.
ons is so 'n ryk land, maar ons mense
Maar
kry
ons
swaar.
kry honger,
En dan net ekonomie ontdooi bietjie vir bietjie. Nou Namibië mag tegnies uit 'n resessie wees, maar die ekonomie is steeds bykans 5 miljard Namibiese dollar armer as op sy piek in 2015. So is nogal 'n doom and gloom voorblad vir Republikein. Maar as jy so 'n bietjie positiewe nuus soek, kom maak 'n draai hier by die Swakop Nedbank Swakop Food Fest.
Swakop Food Fest, that's baie lekker kos hier. That's pizza kos, that's alles. Anywho, now for some English. On the front page of the Namibian Sun, the first, the main article written by Matthias Haufiku states that inside the troubled over Herero Palace. Now, this is the post-Rukoro recession paralyzes OTA. Now, a damning report by the Ovaherero Traditional Authorities Transitional Committee, which took control of the authority following the death of Paramount Chief Vekui Rukoro, could spell the end of Chiefs Council Chairperson Vipuira Kapuo's involvement in the OTA affair. So, Leah, there's a bit of a pull and push going on there, yes, definitely. And leading just under the Matthias article written by Joe Maridati states that Namibia academically out of recession. Now, technically, Namibia might be out of a recession, but the economy is still nearly 5 billion poorer than it was at its peak in 2015. And lastly, on the third article, we have Namunjepo Tilahun 6 answers on Swapo Deputy SG position. Now, Martha Namunjepo Tilahun, a contender for the position of Deputy Secretary General of Swapo at the party's 27th Congress, has requested a meeting with the party's top 3 leaders to discuss the vacant position.
Ooh, some political
news, definitely, Leah.
Now, heading over to the Allgemeine Zeitung, the main story is about a report which says that the community-based natural resource management program of the government is falling apart. Now, there were quite some critique that is mentioned in this article. Now, MEF, that's the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Tourism, says that the report is a opinion piece and that the CBNRM model is successful. Furthermore, it says, also on the front page, it's a short story about a grandmother, 81-year-old grandmother that was brutally raped by her own, allegedly brutally raped by her own 16-year-old grandson. And then the photo is just about awareness program about ERA, which they basically hosted. But get your copy of the Republikein, the Namibian Sun, or the Allgemeine Zeitung. We also have this lovely glossy magazine that I just want to show off here on Erongo Talk. This is the Erongo 24/7 holiday supplement. Now, come over to the Nedbank Swakop Food Fest. Let's get the title correct. And you can get one of these copies. Now, we're very proud of this glossy magazine, but you can also find some of the stories on our website. That is at www.erongo.com.na. Now, please stay tuned because we are going to chat to Gernot de Klerk, who is the Nedbank Marketing Manager. And he's going to tell us a bit about the involvement here at the Nedbank Swakop Food Fest. Please stay tuned.
Hello, Gernot.
Otis,
How are you doing?
fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Now, Gernot, a lot of behind the scenes diplomacy happened. Tell us about that, please.
I think firstly, Otis, we've got to give a lot of thanks to the Swakopmund municipality. They've been excellent hosts, and I think they've gone to great lengths to ensure that we're able to speak at the Nedbank Swakop Food Festival. So I cannot thank them enough. The office of the CEO have been magnanimous in their support.
Yes.
So one has to say all credit to the Swakopmund municipality. for the way that they've come on board and supported the Nedbank Swakop Food Festival. I can assure you,
Yes.
it does sound like a lot of work has been, but they've been very accommodative, very supporting, and they're just fantastic hosts.
Yes. In terms of Nedbank being attached to the Dash, to the Food Fest, I mean, you are here, you are present, you are all over the show. You know, what does it mean for Nedbank?
I think there's no better marketing credit than you've just given us. So, you know, we've got a very diligent team at Nedbank Namibia, and you know we've been in Swakopmund throughout the call it the festive period, if you like, but it's such great events to be associated with.
Yes.
The Nedbank Desert Dash, you know, what a great race we saw just over a week ago.
Yes.
Well, just a week ago exactly, almost to the date. And the fact that we're here with something completely different than the Nedbank Desert Dash and the Nedbank Food
Still
Festival.
truly Namibian.
100%. But you know, I think what we've seen, Otis, in the past couple of years, particularly just globally, is that shift to appreciate what we have.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and to enjoy it when we have the opportunity to enjoy it. Because we know, you know, with the lockdowns that had happened in the past and families that have been kept away from each other,
Yes.
the fact that we can rally around as a community, come together and celebrate,
Yes.
you know, just the spirit of Namibianness, and from us, just a privilege for Nedbank Namibia to be involved in all of those.
In terms of the atmosphere, what's unique for you?
I tell you, you come here and you've got a carnival atmosphere and you see friends speaking to friends. And, you know, some of the friends haven't seen each other for quite a bit. So the fact that we can come together as a community of people, community of souls almost,
Yes.
is really special. There's nothing like the summer fair that the municipality has been hosting for so long. And, you know, again, they're a municipality, you know, you run the affairs of the town.
Yes.
But to be able to do this and host this, I think a lot of credit has got to go to people who go and above beyond the call of duty.
Yes.
To be able to do this. So, you know, from where we sit, just a unique experience. The summer fair that the Swakopmund municipality is hosting, and the fact that we can latch onto it, and there's a skating rink. Who would have thought?
Exactly.
Right next door.
Yes. So it's a buzz, and it's a lot happening, and each of these events are actually complementing one another.
Absolutely. I mean, and you'd probably not have guessed this a couple of weeks ago.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
can the Nedbank Swakop Food Festival live right alongside the Swakopmund Municipality Summer Fair, live right alongside a skating rink,
Yes.
and yet we see it here. We have our Nedbank Kapana 2021 winner here. You know, I think it's the first foray that she's actually made outside of Windhoek. But at 10 minutes past 8 this morning, they've already served their first Kapana meal.
Wow.
And isn't that quite
So
quite
she's
fantastic?
cooking.
Literally,
Wow.
literally.
Wow. Wow. In terms of sponsorship, what goes into such an event?
You know, the sponsorship, you know, we get asked that question quite often, and that's probably of almost lesser importance. Although important, you know, I think what we need to give credit to is all of the volunteers behind the scenes, all of the stakeholders, because remember that many of the vendors have traveled from outside of Windhoek to be here
Yes.
at this very specific occasion to share both their talent and their passion and their hobbies even. So it's I think for me it's about bringing all of those elements together, you know, under the Namibian skies, as it were.
Brilliant.
But
Brilliant.
you know, fantastic. I mean, one cannot describe the vibe that is currently here, and
Yes.
we're talking to each other just
Yes.
before the lunch hour. But you know, you can just imagine this is an event that many people locally had looked forward to, and the vibe reflects that.
Yes. In terms of throwing a lifeline to entrepreneurs, I must pat you on the back, because I've been through the stalls, and the variety is amazing. You got crafts, you got food, you got literally a bit of everything. You know, what would you say that's the secret of the success?
I think, you know, the magic at least.
Yes.
You've summarized at least the magic. Yeah, I think, for us to be associated with something of this nature that again gives the entrepreneurs an opportunity to showcase their wares and make a bit of money, which we know those lifelines have been curtailed.
Yes.
If one is honest about it. But you cannot come here and not leave with almost a spirit of enthusiasm, having supported, Namibian-ness is what I often call it.
Brilliant.
And the work that you are doing at the Erongo Public, just generally from a Namibia Media Holdings perspective, I've always said that you're pioneering a new way of journalism in this country. We see all of the things that you are doing, Irene, yourself, Otis, Leandria. You are doing champion work. So
thank you so much.
We really appreciate what you're doing in terms of boosting what's happening in the Erongo region.
It was good having Mr. Garnett with us once again. Ja, Chris, Isaacs, welkom hier by ons.
Ag, baie dankie man.
Hoe gaan dit vandag?
Ag, vir 'n ou wat 5 uur opgestaan het, voel ek alright.
Nee, nou Chris sê van my, hoekom is jy hier?
Ons is hier om 'n bietjie ons produk te showcase, soos hulle in Engels sal sê. Ek kom hierdie jaar met 2 van my trokke af.
Ja.
Ons het 'n nuwe een, kartel, street food. So ons doen 'n bietjie street food van reg oor die wêreld. Ons fokus vandag 'n bietjie op Amerika, môre gaan ons 'n bietjie Italiaans ingooi.
Jo.
En dan natuurlik dik gerook.
Dik gerook. Man, dit klink gevaarlik. Vertel my 'n bietjie van dik gerook.
Wel, dik gerook is basies 'n konsep uit die suide van Amerika af.
Ja.
Tennessee, Memphis, Texas. En wat ons doen, dit is low and slow cooking. So ons doen baie vark.
Flavor julle dit goed.
Ons doen baie vark die hout. En ons gebruik net Namibiese hout op die oomblik. Ons gebruik mopani en dit is vir die geur afgee. So dis 'n stadige proses, vat gewoonlik tussen 6 en 7 ure. Ek het nou dit net uitgehaal.
Wow.
So ons doen pulled pork, brisket, ons het 'n bietjie hoender in vir ons wat nog nie rooi vleis wil eet nie. En dan net ons pork ribs natuurlik.
Daar's iets vir almal.
Daar's iets vir almal.
Of iets van alles vir almal.
Presies, ons gaan môre 'n bietjie lam insit. Ons gaan pulled lamb doen. So ons speel 'n bietjie rond.
Nou waar het alles begin? Waar het hierdie idees vanaf gekom?
Ek was vir 15 jaar in Engeland gewees en daarso is die street markets en die street food culture baie groot.
Ja.
En toe hulle hier begin met sulke tipe dinge, ek gaan ook iets hier bysit en 'n bydrae lewer en die ons bietjie anders smaak gee.
Daar sê.
En dis maar hoe ons begin het. Ons het klein begin. Ons het gesukkel in die begin met mense nie weet wat die produk is nie, maar ons het nou 'n redelike groot following op social media. Ons het veral in Swakop klante wat gereeld vir ons ondersteun.
Daar sê. So, nou jou verhouding met die Nedbank Food Fest. Hoe lank kom dit aan?
Ek was met dik gerook was ons van die eerste food festival hier gewees.
Ja.
Ons was nog 'n jong besigheidjie. Niemand het geken nie. Ek onthou ons eerste dag het ons goed gedoen, die tweede dag toe ons teen 3 uur uitverkoop.
Wow.
Omdat die proses so lank vat, kan ek dit net een keer doen. En ons was self geskok geweest. En van daar af het ons ook elke keer as daar Nedbank die food festival in Swakop doen, as ons altyd hier.
Nou dit bring my by die volgende vraag. Betaal dit om hier te wees?
Die laaste een het ons nie so goed gedoen nie. Ek sal nie klaar nie.
Ja.
Maar dit was die COVID en ons nog steeds die COVID regulasies en dit slaan die ouens met kosstokkies baie hard.
Daar sê.
So ons hoop ons gaan goed doen. Ons wil bietjie ook ons het 'n bietjie social responsibility project wat ons besig ons wil graag die 24ste Desember
Ja.
wil ons by Henties by kinderhuis 'n bietjie koek of gaan doen vir die kinders daar en 'n bietjie burgers gaan doen vir hulle. So ons is besig met hierdie hele ding en ons hoop ons doen goed genoeg om ons te kan dra om te gaan doen.
Daar sê. Nou is dit jy alleen agter hierdie besigheid of het jy mense met jou?
Ek het 'n paar mense met my. Ek het vandag 2 chefs van Silver Spoon wat Silver Spoon gestuur wat in die kartel werk.
Ja.
En dan die dik gerook is omdat dit so 'n bietjie dis bietjie kompliseerd, so dit doen ek maar gewoonlik self.
Kartel klink so gevaarlik man.
Ag wat dit eintlik maar beteken is en dis die groot idee by agter dit omdat daar geen spesifieke assosiasies waar food trucks aan behoort die het ons die kartelnaam gebruik want ek het 'n paar verskillende brands wat ons gebruik, so dit eintlik maar food die totaal is food kartel. So dis verskillende so die idee is om dit te ontwerp in 'n tipe dinge waar verskillende ons kan join en ons kan markte reël en ons kan staanplekke kry om ons produkte te verkoop en dinge so dis waar die kartelnaam vandaan kom.
Ja sê. Chris, ek beloof vir jou ek gaan beslis 'n draai daar by jou kom maak om te kyk wat gaan daar
Definitief, ek wag vir jou.
Ja, en dankie dat jy tyd uitgekoop het van jou besige skedule om bietjie met ons en ons kykers te gesels.
Nee, is 'n groot plesier. 'n Lekker dag verder vir jou.
Ja, sê, goed.
So today we're joined by Thomas Samba wa Malopa, who is a Namibian author with a passion for writing. How are you today?
I'm good, ma'am. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's actually great having you here in studio today. So tell us, give us a brief view about, who you are.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Thomas Samba wa Malopa. As you have just said it, a resident of Swakopmund, but originally from Kavango West region.
Okay, so Thomas, how many books have you written so far?
I must say I have written 5 of them, but due to finance, I decided to at least release 3 of them, which I am currently having here.
So is there a specific reason as to why you started writing books?
Definitely, as they say in communication that in every communication you have got the speaker, the message, and the audience. So the purpose is actually to convey a specific message to your audience and what is it that you wish them to understand. That's the reason why I have written.
Wow, okay, that's actually great. So if we talk about inspiration, who inspired you to start writing?
I honestly found passion from the late Miles Monroe, if I remember the name correctly, the Bahamas writer. And also in Africa, I have found passion from writers like Gungiwa Thiong'o, the Kenyan writer, as well as Chinua Achebe, the Nigerian writer. Yeah, so those are the ones that that have given me passion to write. Not for any reason, but when I read their books, you see that it was in them, or it is in them. So somehow they've got a different style of writing. So when I read their books, it gave me passion to continue reading. But the idea of me writing personally did not come in mind until I had to start getting my own creativities, and then I thought of making them into a book. Before I knew, they multiplied after consultations from other people that told me no, they were actually different topics that I have just put in one. That's why they are now a lot, you understand?
Okay, so can you tell me the different types of books that you've written so far, and how did you start writing this?
Interesting. I have written one for my clan, which is Nyembas. The title of the book is Tears for the Event, but not Loneliness. And its theme is the first group to cross was also the last as that land evolved into a state. Okay. Here I'm talking about the Nyembas recognition in the Kavango region as they came before independence. And then they are struggling to, like in the case of our parents now, they are not recognized so that they can at least have access to media or school systems so that they could at least teach something to their children. Now, me being a youth and also a middleman or a mediator for that clan, I'm concerned to say we should find something from our parents so that we can at least pass it on to the next generation. So that's why I have written about their recognition, actually to promote it to the government of Namibia and the government of Angola to say they should find a amicable solution so that our parents can teach us something about our language. And I have also written about marriage. This one here talks about, okay, the title first of all, it's Dig Marriage Vow, Dig Bride Price.
Can you just show it to our viewers? Because it seems like an interesting book, actually.
Yeah, so here you have got Dig Marriage Vows and Dig Bride Price. Just like the name entitles, it talks about what I call the human gate of discrimination. Here, I understood that the marriage vow was constituted by the empires that runs the religion and in the law, in a sense that they influenced the marriage vow that we know that is always read before us, both in court of law and in church, which then constitutes the idea of saying it's the official marriage to discriminate us between the married and the unmarried. So in this case, it does not actually tell us what marriage was supposed to be, but then I'm promoting it in my own way to say I have found the true definition of marriage in the Bible, which was supposed to be holy, unlike what they say it's a holy, as I see it being a human idea. Then it sounds like it was God's idea, you understand, if I get that point. And then to the point, to the second quarter of it, that's where I talk about now the bride price. And I realize that bride price is one of the major contributing factors to violence that is being suffered by, especially by women. Why? Because I have realized that we also got a wrong picture of it biblically, so that people then, or parents often ask for more in marriages when they want their daughters to get married. So in the end, the women will then suffer violence and threats from their husbands.
Wow,
and
what a good message.
And lastly, thank you. Lastly, then it's now a book for children, which I call Ngongo. This boy was actually an orphan that learned 3 lessons from his grandmother, and with those 3 lessons, he ended up saving the king's life. And then, because of that wisdom of the 3 lessons, the king then decided to, crown him as his successor.
Okay, so Ngongo, like you said, like what language is that? Is there a specific meaning to that?
Honestly speaking, I don't know the meaning of the name, but it's also actually my late grandpa's name, and he was also a headman for that village. Now, the reason being that he was a headman, and this boy also ended up being a king, I just decided to give it to him as an honor.
Okay, so it's more of like a dedication.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so as I've heard, you have published all those books at once. Like, how did you do that? What motivated you to just publish everything at once?
I think before I answer that question, I must say that, as the saying goes, that he that loves the most, and to such an extent, it also says that. The first shall come last.
Oh, okay.
For that reason, I simply wish to say that the book which I intended to publish is actually the one I've written about Africa. And I've written about Africa from a perspective of a born free, in a sense that colonialism, when I found the definition of colonialism, I realized that it was actually intended for good. But because of the trauma and also the human errors that we suffered, or people suffered from, and we should also know that it's not only in the context of Africa, as to say they are the only ones that were colonized, but I say most of the time we reason, when we talk about colonialism, we reason from its result, not with its intent, or from its intent, which is the intent was actually good, but then its end was bad, or it ended up into harm. That's why people do not want to talk about it. Now I saw that colonialism, in my view, is actually a good thing, and it does also not end. So, but then that book is not available, but I didn't publish it. And the last ones, which I didn't think of publishing, are the ones that are now that I was able to publish. Now, coming to the answer of how long it took me, honestly speaking, I think I started writing 10 years ago, but then due to COVID-19 during lockdown, that's when I had more time to write a lot and also finish. Definitely, yeah. So I had more time to finish my work.
Okay, so when did you realize that you wanted to be a writer?
Yeah, as I said, I didn't see it coming, but due to my creativity of, putting statements and the way I always wanted to convey messages, and I must also admit and thank the people that have complimented me, and to say it came as a compliment to some extent, because people always told me, no, I have it. Whenever I presented something, especially my in-law, I used to be writing for her some passages and so on, whenever she wanted to, like poetry and so on. And then she told me, no, you have it. So from there, I decided, okay, let me now get busy so that I can see if they could amount into a book. And I was aiming for one at least. And then before you know, as I went around to ask people just to have a look at what I've done, they told me that there were actually a lot of topics that I could just break down. That's why they are amounted to 3.
Okay.
For some sports news. Many of those involved in coaching and playing football have expressed their desire to play matches without any interruptions next year. Now, football has been inactive for over 6 months since the third wave of COVID hit Namibia in winter. The virus has not been the only problem that brought football to a standstill, though infighting among administrators have had an equally devastating effect. I can tell you that the boys here at Karasburg missed the game, and they have once again resorted to playing local tournaments. We have guys who are passionate about the game and who want the action, but they are still in the dark. We seriously missed football, and that is kind of depressing some of the boys who had hopes of becoming top players, says young Brazilians coach Tola Julius. Now, the players and coaches are worried that some of the talent expected to go into the national team will go to waste. Many feel that their time to rise through the ranks is numbered because of the stop-start situation. Who would have thought that after we expressed our suffering at the beginning of the year, the people once again started fighting and football had to be stopped again? This is really sad for the guys who had dreams about playing football all their lives and now they are unable to play again. Football player Manfred Kadundume said. Moving on to our second story. Sparta, and now time for some Afrikaans news. Sparta Rugby Club van Walvisbaai het onlangs sy jaar en funksie en prysuitdeling gehou waar trofees aan sy staatmakers toegeken is. Die klub het vanjaar die NRI Eerste Liga gewen na 'n dramatiese finaal waarin hulle eers tydens bykomende speeltyd die wenpunte behaal het om FNB Unam met 32-25 te verslaan. Nou die spelers wat vereer is Darren Bekes, die beste agterspeler, Armando Verviers, die beste voorspeler, Giovanni Isaacs, die beste vordering, Rida Van Moton, die Desert Wolf toekenning, Sean White, die deurlopende goeie spel, Charlton Brazil die speler van die jaar en Chris Klassen die mees waardevolle speler, Zwaandre Verviers die speler van die jaar. So wel gedaan manne. And then now time for our Backpages sports news here. The headline states Special 1, the Unapo headline night of the prospects, where trash talk, excitement and promises of knockouts are the order of the day on the eve of AC Promotions Night of Prospect boxing events, written by Limba Mupetami. So you can head over to that for more sports news. And here behind the Republican, here the sport page behind us, onrus op verskeie vlakke in gymnastiek nadat 'n afrigter die NGF-president van nepotisme beskuldig het daarvoor sê die afrigter nou vir die skending van haar menswaardigheid en aansien. So head over or buy your daily newspapers to read some more sports news.
Hi viewers, my name is Lenanda Kevonjo, and today on What's On, I'll be informing you about all the events that will be happening this week. From the 14th through the 15th of December, we'll be having the Queen's Baton at the MTC Dome, which includes the Commonwealth Games. For inquiries, you can contact 081 211 2793. From the 14th of December, we'll also be having the Golf Year End function in Handys Bay. For inquiries, you can contact 085 75 99971. On the 15th of December, we'll be having the Momentum Better Ball Stableford at Handys Bay Golf and Lifestyle Estate. For inquiries, you can contact 085 75 99971. From the 15th to the 16th of December, we'll be having the Christmas market at the MTC Dome in Swakopmund. This festival is a major celebration where you can find dazzling Christmas and Swakopmund fairs that are all decked with lights and decor. There will be a lot of delectable food, music all the way. And for inquiries, you can contact 081 211 2793. From the 16th to the 19th of December, we'll be having the Swakopmund Food Festival at the amphitheater parking area in Swakopmund. For inquiries, you can contact 081 244 4143. And that's it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
And now it is time for our weather. So my name is Irene van der Walt, and I am joined by Mr. Kevin Santi, who is going to help me with our weather predictions for today. So in Walvis Bay, a maximum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius is expected, with a minimum of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 20 degrees Celsius. The wind is expected in a west-northwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. For those hoping to go fishing today, the first high tide of the day was early this morning at 32 minutes past 2. The first low tide of the morning was at 15 minutes past 8. The last high tide of today is at 34 minutes past 2, so you still have some time after you finish Erongo Talk to quickly get a move on to the coastlines. And then the last low tide of today is at 39 minutes past 8. Kevin, how's Swakopmund looking?
Swakopmund is quite similar today, actually, reaching a maximum of 18 degrees, tomorrow of 19 degrees, and a minimum of 14 degrees. Winds will reach speeds of 11 kilometers per hour, and the first high tide this morning was at 2:33, the first low tide at 8:15, and the next high tide will be at 14:35, and the next low tide in the evening at 20:39 for all those brave fishermen and fisherwomen out there. What's up in Henty's Bay, where all the anglers go?
All the anglers go to Henty's Bay, so for the anglers hoping to get a line in at Henty's Bay today, your first low tide was at 35 minutes past 2 this morning. Sorry, that's your first high tide. Your first low tide was at 17 minutes past 8. Your last high tide of the day is at 37 minutes past 2 this afternoon, so right after lunchtime. And then your last low tide of the day is at 41 minutes past 8 this evening. Henty's Bay expects a maximum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius for today, with a minimum of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 19 degrees Celsius again for tomorrow. The wind is expected in a westerly direction at a speed of about 9 kilometers per hour. Sunrise was this morning at 14 minutes past 6, and sunset is expected at about 17 minutes to 8 this evening. Kevin, let's move a bit inland. What's going on in Arandis?
Oh yes, in Arandis it will be hot, hot, hot. Maximum of 27 degrees, tomorrow 26 degrees, and a chilly minimum of 10 degrees. Winds will be at around 15 kilometers per hour, and tides are non-existent at this part.
Okay, and then over in Usakos, we are even hotter than Arandis. We are expecting a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius for tomorrow, with a minimum of, for today, with a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius for tomorrow. Usakos will pray for you. We'll hold a prayer session. The wind is expected in the west-northwesterly direction at about 11 kilometers per hour. How is it looking in Kariba?
Karibib is boiling, a maximum of 36 degrees, tomorrow 35 degrees, and a minimum of 12 degrees. Winds will reach about 13 kilometers per hour and hopefully cool us off a bit.
Necessary.
That's the weather for today.
No, we still have a Maru.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Definitely not
How
least.
could I forget?
Last but definitely not least, Omaru, you are expecting the highest maximum temperature in the region today at 37 degrees Celsius. For tomorrow, minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius, with a west-northwesterly wind that can reach up to 15 kilometers per hour. Kevin, I think we need to pray for them.
I think we do. Good, we're on the coast.
Yeah, so that was our weather for today.
Thank you very much.
Tess, unfortunately, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Erongo Talk. But I must say, we are having a lovely time here at the Nedbank Food Festival, Swakop Food Festival. We've got some little ones blowing some vuvuzelas.
Yeah.
So
They're
the
setting
wine-
the mood.
Come say hi, come say hi, come say hi to the camera, come.
Yes.
Turn around, and you wave and say hi.
Say hello.
Say hi to mommy.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Thank you.
So it's
Yeah,
really happening. It's
an,
happening.
It's an awesome vibe. We've got a lot of people. We've got a lot of food. So
Oh, that's van alles.
van alles.
That's
Ietsie van alles. Ons het nou al
Ja.
pannekoek geëet. Ou.
Jo.
Dus ons moet nou die vleis, bietjie
Soos gaan by
vleis.
die burgers.
Vis, ja.
Hy gerookte movements.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So we're gonna take a turn there.
Yes.
And there's really a massive
Yeah, and
variety.
another thing is, aside from the Nedbank Swakop Food Festival that's happening here, we also have the Swakop Christmas Market
Just
that's
at the
happening here at
back.
the back.
Yes.
So tonight the Christmas lights are officially going to be switched on of Swakopmund by the mayor. So if you have nothing to do today, which I believe is highly, since it's Friday, it's
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Come and make a turn here at the Nedbank Swakop Food Fest. At the Christmas market. The Swakop Food Fest is continuing until tomorrow.
Come and do some skating.
Yes, even
There's a
that.
ring.
There's a ring as well.
Yes. There's gonna be live entertainment.
Exactly.
Music. You can just come
It's a
and
great
chillax.
vibe. It's a really
chillax.
great
Yes.
vibe. I'm so glad
Yes.
we actually
Yes.
came here and we could show you just a little bit of what is happening here. But another thing is, please head on over to our website. That is www.erongo.com.na. That is www.erongo.com.na. You can also follow Erongo on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram. And you can get in contact with us at 0811 7040 on both WhatsApp and on Telegram. Now, that is unfortunately it.
No,
Otis.
Leandra, I don't want to leave. What's happening on Saturday?
Oh, on Saturday you can find the Erongo Talk and the Erongo 24/7 team at the Sparta Touchies happening in Walfish Bay at the Sparta Sport Grounds in Walfish Bay.
The plan
we will be there.
plan is to bring them the
Live
finals.
action, yes.
Some live action.
Between 3 and 4 o'clock. So please check out our Facebook pages. We are going to be there, or you be there, or be square. But we are playing out with the song. Enjoy it with us. We will see you again tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
Tell me, baby, do you like the way I move? Come on, get your dance on. We can have as much fun as you can possibly get. We can dance on. Come on, come on, baby. Let's get this game on. Let me see it. Let's get this game on. Get it started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another Hunter's Show Sessions. We are officially hosting the finale.
We are super excited to be here for the grand finale of the Hunter's Jewel Sessions. I am your host, Michael Kayunde. Happy to be here. This show has given a platform to 14 artists this season alone.
This next song I'm about to do is called Lekker. Lekker, lekker, lekker. Band is julle lekker.